Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit that notification bell, get all the updates. Really excited for today's video. It's a beer I kind of didn't think I'd ever have again. Although it's a variant that I haven't had already anyway, so how could I have it again if I've never had it? But anyway, luckily, I met a very nice person, Ross, and he had reached out that because I was looking for the Goose Island Black is Beautiful beer. He's like, yeah, I can get that, and then figured out some other stuff, and this is one of them, and I'm so excited. My friend Jim used to live in Wisconsin, so like he's the one who introduced me to Three Sheeps. He doesn't live there anymore, so I was kind of like, yeah, probably won't have Three Sheeps anymore. And they make really good beer, so I was really excited for this. I've had the regular, the Wolf before. I've had some of the variants. I've had other barrel-aged beers from them. This is specifically an imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels with cocoa nibs, coconut, and vanilla. 12.3% ABV, and it's in a 12-ounce can. Love that can. I like that they're doing cans. They've always been bottles, as far as I know. Anything I've ever had from them was bottles. So I think they're new to this canning game, but definitely a fan of big barrel-aged stouts in 12-ounce formats, and cans are very cool. So big fan of all of this. This is like a month and a half old. So yeah, I mean, not that I'm worried about how old it is, but just to let you know. Let's get into it. Right off the bat, it's a very dark brown color. Very, very dark brown. Head's going away quickly. I'm not super surprised given the ABV and the fact that it has adjuncts. There might be little pieces of coconut floating. Yeah, there's little chunks of something. That's interesting. But yeah, so the head has gone down. I mean, almost completely along the like in the center. You can't see any head, but still a little bit sticking. Ah, good, perfect. So now you can see these little chunks I'm talking about. So those are floating to the top. They're definitely in there. I'm gonna guess it's coconut, which has me really excited. Like I said when I was pouring, it is a very, very, very dark brown, light black color. It was, yeah, like if you do this, it's so obvious that brown hue. So it's not motor oil, I guess is another way of saying it. But definitely looks like a bigger stout, but again, not motor oil. Let's get to the aroma. You get a nice roast, dark chocolate, but still milk chocolate because it's relatively sweet. It's definitely a toasted coconut, right? They even said toasted, right? Not just coconut. Oh, they just said coconut. Okay, I'm going to guess that they toasted it first. Or they bought it toasted. There's a nice caramel thing. I think that vanilla is what's making me think milk chocolate despite the roasty dark chocolate fighting through. It is in some ways very liquid candy bar, but in some ways just stout, you know? And I think that's kind of perfect for this style, right? Like given the adjuncts that are in it. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit more of that coconut. That caramel thing is to me the most interesting. Just because given the adjuncts, I wasn't, but it makes sense, I guess. It's a little sweeter. It's got the barrel aging that it can pull some caramel from the barrel. So I guess it's not that surprising, but it wasn't something I was anticipating. That's why I think it's kind of more interesting. That coconut brings another, I think it's a coconut, brings another element. Like meaty, like umami almost. Not soy sauce, because I won't give people the wrong impression, but it smells really good. Let's get into the taste. Cheers. Thanks again, Ross. It's really good. It is sweet. It's not cloyingly sweet, but it is, approaching, pastry, desserty stout for sure, somewhere in that nebula. Get a little bit more coconut in the taste, and it has a little bit of a coconut water vibe, which is cool. I wasn't thinking that was how it was going to come through given the aroma, but that's pretty cool in this stout. It's definitely working. The chocolate is very much like the aroma. It is fighting this roasty dark chocolate and this sweet milk chocolate. And if I'm being honest, I don't know which one's winning. They're both in there. They're both interestingly dominating it. And usually, if something's dominating, you mention this one specific thing because it's dominating. So the fact that they're both independent and independently dominating, quite interesting. Um, The vanilla, I know I'm the vanilla police. Yeah, I would love more vanilla taste to come through. But again, I think how the vanilla is coming through is working with the chocolate, that cacao nibs, the base beer to give that nice milk chocolate thing. It's a little thin. If it's still like the aftertaste is there, but it's falling off a little quicker than some similar beers I've had. Um, so like if I was, the taste is phenomenal. I think the adjuncts are working just fantastic in this beer. In terms of critiques, things that I'm longing for, and I don't want to say like things I would change, but like you know, yeah, it's not a 15 percenter, right? It's 12, which I think is really rad, but like it's a little thin, so it's not that syrupy, fudgy thing. Um, the aftertaste is a little thin and goes away a little fast. But I mean, the flavors are there. I think this is phenomenal. I like that's a little lower ABV. I like that's the 12-ounce format. I mean, and I know, and part of why I'm saying this is because I know that they have actively tried to lower ABVs of beers like this because they want people to be able to, feel okay the next day. So, I think it's hard if you're lowering your ABV to have the same, fullness, mouthfeel, things like that. So I get it. It's a knock. It's not a knock. However you view it. But yeah, flavors are great. I'm really enjoying this. But yeah, I like Three Sheeps, and I'm glad I got to try another one that I never thought I'd have. So thanks again, Ross. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. I always appreciate that. Check me out on Instagram and Untapped. No hype beer reviews at both those places. So always please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.